Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Society Hall. What a pleasure to have you with us tonight. My name is Don Richmond. I'm one of the board members here, and just want to make a few announcements or an announcement about upcoming shows, and we'll get going with this beautiful evening of music we're going to have here. Next Tuesday, August 27th, it's not a Society Hall sponsored event, but it's going to be a wonderful event. Narrow Gauge Bookstore is sponsoring the author Pam Houston, who is a best-selling author who happens to live on a ranch up above Creed. And that will be a wonderful evening, I guarantee you. I know Pam a bit, and that'll be a great night. August 31st, a wonderful singer-songwriter from Ireland who has been living in Austin, Texas for, 10 years or so and doing wonderful things. Really has an amazing blend of influences, and he has that Irish heart and intensity that is really cool. His name is Pat Byrne. He's going to be here Saturday, August 31st. September 7th, another really fabulous singer-songwriter, Kim Ritchie, will be here. She's done a lot of amazing collaborations and co-writing with people, written a bunch of really fabulous songs and hits. That will be another one to not miss. September 14th, we're going to have a thing we do, which we call the annual celebration. It's going to be an outside thing. We're going to block off 4th Street, and we'll get one of the city portable stages and set it up there. And we're going to have a couple of outside bands, and we'll have like kind of a potluck of crock pots full of soup and stews and things like that we'll put more information out on later. But and beer, of course. I mean, if you have beer, it's going to be okay. It'll be a lot of fun. A good friend of mine named Ry Taylor and his band, Ry Taylor and the Side Trips, are going to play at 5 p.m. And then another kind of, they call it torch folk. A duo called Hogan and Moss will play at 7, but they're actually going to play as a 4-piece. So it'll be rocking. September 20th, Eric Stuckey. September 27th, Sam Robbins. October 4th, the Tannehill Weavers. And it goes on and on. I mean, it's like I'm always amazed at the quantity and particularly the quality of people that come through here at Little Society Hall. It's amazing. So we're so grateful, and always so grateful for you folks to come out and support the shows, because that's the only way it happens. That's the only way that, this is a volunteer organization, and we just try to keep the doors open and give as much as we can to the artists coming through. Speaking of the artists coming through, some are coming through tonight. And I'm a folkie at heart, even though I grew up playing rock and roll and all this and love to play lots of things, bluegrass and whatnot. But there's nothing that moves me like a beautiful folk song, or a song written in the folk style that is well-crafted, beautiful lyrics, beautiful melodies, impeccably played. And all of that describes these folks to a T. What a pleasure it is to have them here with us. Would you please welcome Pete and Crystal, also known as Ordinary Elephant.
Hello. Thank you all so much for being here. Like you said, I'm Crystal. This is my husband, Pete. And we come to you from South Louisiana. And so we very much appreciate your temperatures and humidity that are less than 100. It is It's lovely.
It's a good place.
Well, we have a brand new record with us this time around, and yeah, Pete and I met 15 years ago at an open mic night, and today was nowhere in our mind. You know, we were both doing very different things, and the fact that we get to do music for a living, that we get to create it together and share it with you we just feel so lucky. And yeah, so we're gonna play you some songs from the new record and some older songs. This first one is one on the new record, but courtesy of Old Love. Some days I am lightning, I am crashing in, shouting out across the steady. Other days I am an arrow, depending on the bend of the bow, blowing of the wind. Some things I never questioned, hard rain or an unexpected lesson, I just breathe them in. You were a summer storm, right out of nowhere. When the light hits your eyes just right, I see a relic of the rain that brought us here. In my head, I point out what I could have said that might have changed the ending. Other days read like the first page of that favorite book I've read 100 times. You can't wait for where it's going, 'cause the same things are holding brighter light, shine on what's always been. Leave me too surprised to second guess it. A summer storm, right out of nowhere. When the light hits your eyes just right, I see a relic of the rain that brought us here. The sunlight was dancing, I was lost in my head, in a crowd of everyone I've never been, and your laugh cracked a smile across the quiet. I breathe deep and grateful to be reminded of everything that has shown up when I can't find it on my own. Of the rain that brought us here. Thank you.
Speaking of summer storms,
I know. What's happening out there? Man. Our poor dogs. We travel with our dogs. They're in our van. Although the one that is scared of thunder has dramatically lost a lot of her hearing, so it is a blessing. Though we were actually very glad when that happened, because she just doesn't hear most of it anymore. So we're gonna get real personal real fast. How many of you have had a midlife crisis? Yeah, see?
Someone dropped their phone over that one.
Like, whoa.
Maybe it was a mistake.
Well, I think, early on in the pandemic, people started having birthdays. And I think, we were sad for those folks, like, oh, they're having a birthday and they can't be around people. And we started wondering, like, oh, are we going to have a pandemic birthday? And then obviously we all had several pandemic birthdays. But my very first pandemic birthday, I entered my 40s back in 2020. And that was a weird time to do that. For a person who's already pretty, I'm pretty interested, I think a lot, I overthink a lot, and I live in my head quite a bit. And so being a person like that and entering an age that society likes to tell you is, it all goes downhill from there. And I just, I realize I am young in the grand scheme of things, but just that all got me. It got the midlife crisis wheels turning sooner than I thought that they might. But we are folk singers. And so there were no sports cars or watercraft involved in this.
No motorcycles.
Yeah, no motorcycles.
Not even a new guitar.
No, not even. Yeah. We thought the most financially responsible decision was just to write a song. But we are questioning that decision now.
1, 2, 3.
The smell of coffee's lying around like confetti on the floor. Dust is falling in a sunbeam, and it looks like fake snow in that Christmas snow globe at the lighthouse that Grandma always leaves out for a month or two past Mardi Gras. Everything is a beacon, a breadcrumb leading me back to a moment bookmarked in my brain, ready to be turned to and unfolded so I can tear it out and hold it right up against what's right in front of me. Oh, oh, I've been too busy comparing now to then and too far from the end. Feel the end creeping closer. But every crumpled calendar page is more than a step forward, it's a step away. Back here it's clear, my path ain't pointing toward forever. Life has always been an arc, been toward this half-century mark, leaving behind a wake of wondering where I should have been. Every one of its waves is stacking up instead of fading, so it all keeps ringing loud into the ether. Whoa. Midlife comeuppance, where I learned that time both changes and it doesn't. And I can always say there used to be more of it left, and that will always be true. And that thought keeps me up at night, tossing and turning over questions that I tried harder to get through. They used to raise their hands, wave them quiet in the dark. Now those hands are fists, slugging me in the arm, yelling tag. You're in between the blaring of my alarm. So every morning is a fight between doing right by the days left and planning out just how to do that. There's a line between balance and being lost and trying to find it. It's as fine as every wrinkle in this bathroom mirror. I realize we are reflections of everything that we have seen, But I believe that if we're lucky, all that we have let ourselves dream is still flickering in the dark somewhere like a worn-out film on a dollar theater movie screen. Oh, 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 oh. So does anyone else try to productively procrastinate? We got someone pointing at someone else. All right. He should be pointing at me for that. Yeah, I do that a lot.
You're about to confess.
I am about to confess. Yeah, that's certainly a thing that I do. Email.
That's how I get my taxes done. Actually, that's how we get the house clean.
Right.
When I should be getting the taxes
right.
done.
Yes, yes. It's like mopping. I'm like, are taxes due? What's going on? But yeah, so I feel like email for me is a big one. You know, it feels like a big to-do list. And you just can, feels like you're crossing things off, and you're really just procrastinating from doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. And I was doing that sometime in the middle of 2021, and I was supposed to be working on a song for a songwriting group, and I ended up clicking on something and rabbit-holing myself into reading an article, and the article was an opinion piece written about death, and it was written by a hospice and palliative care physician, and he was basically exploring how people's perception of death was changing given what we were all in the middle of collectively experiencing. And he touched on something in there that I just loved. He said that we can think about that death is not really the end of our physical form, that we're all made up of atoms that have been here for a really long time, and they're going to go on to exist long, long past us. And in a time of that kind of loss, I found a lot of comfort in that. Thinking about that we're all made of the same stuff, you know? We're all recycled matter. And thinking about where our little carbon atoms might have been and where they might go. Yeah, I don't know, it's a cool thing. I liked thinking about it. And it turned into this song. Let's pretend we are pigeons strutting round a Sunday bench, dancing for our dinner from an old man humming old hymns. We can be beggars, we can help pass the time, build a bridge for joy to walk upon without seeing the design. Let's pretend we are rosary beads being rolled in wrinkled hands, or sunk deep into a stranger's skin next to the name of his first band. We can be someone's prayer, we can be a permanent scar, we can be the dust that grants the wish inside a fallen star. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. And everything that is always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are poetry, printed on a page, watching heavy eyes trace our shape as we give their weight a name. We can be a teacher, we can be a hand to hold, outlive the mind that wrote us down, forgive the words it chose. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. And everything that is always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we are far from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a promise, hanging heavy from a tongue, put out like a handshake for someone else to judge. We can be a savior or a trick up a sleeve. We can be who we say we are, who they need us to be. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Band meeting, sorry. Well, I grew up a really quiet kid, so most things did not, it bypassed my mouth from my brain and went out onto paper instead of out of my mouth. I wrote a lot, and poetry is something that I would do and something I've continued to do. And we send out a newsletter every month or few, and we usually include some poetry in there. And we've had some people write back and ask if we were ever going to put a book together. And we said, well, that is a fantastic idea. You are now our marketing team. Thank you for your application. We did not even know we were hiring. And we did. So back in 2019, we put together a poetry book. And then when we did this new record, we decided to put another one out. And this new one, it's organized in such a way to be a companion to the record. And so each song on the record has a section, and it starts with the song's lyrics. And then it has pieces that live within that song's orbit. And so I'm going to read you one that goes along with that last song that we just played. I'm going to have to start bringing my readers up here. Or a book light. Lord, I'm going to have you hold it over there.
You want me to put the light on it?
I do need a light.
This is love.
All right. Thank you. It's called What If It's a Tree House? Oak tree pushing through the dirt. Oh, we'll wait till that. I don't know. If turning the monitor down would be helpful, you're welcome to do that. I don't know if that would help with that. What if it's a tree house? Oak tree pushing through the dirt, up toward the rain. Branches like a mother's arms, throwing out a blanket of shade. Tucked to the right is wood from another tree whose time had come. Wrens and bluebirds calling out like a backing track in the not-so-silent spring. And I wonder about the end. What if it's a treehouse, tucked away but tall? And when we fall back to the dirt, we rise inside its walls, and we watch the rest get figured out by people that we love and people that we don't. And we add a little shade on a spring day. And I did have a little tree playhouse growing up, and we live about 30 minutes from where I grew up now. We moved there at the end of 2019, and it's been really lovely being back near my family. And we lived on the road full time for 5 years prior to that, with 4 dogs, because we're a special kind of crazy. But yeah, traveling that way and then being back near home, it really, it makes us appreciate how much where we come from. It's more than just a place, that place on a map. It's the people that we come from too. This is one that I wrote for my mom.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Eggshell white, paint in your hair, dirt beneath your nails, and years on the back of your head. Some things can't wash clean, and some will stick around. Blades of St. Augustine scattered across the driveway. It still feels like Sunday when I hear a Cajun band. Every chamber of my heart bears the mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. Wooden table on a concrete slab, the fish are red and the crabs are blue. Every 5-gallon bucket carries a piece of you. Some things can wash clean, and some will stick around. Spilled beer and a deck of cards, an old bed sheet for a tablecloth. Some of those days are lost, but most I still come across. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. I come from hard work, I come from never giving up, I come from you. I built cities from sidewalk chalk and sailed the world in a cardboard boat. I hope I always dream that big. I put the whole damn kitchen in every pot of cold mud soup. Hope I always put every everything I got into what I do. Some things can wash clean, and some will stick around. Every chamber of my heart bears a mark of what I come from. Sometimes our world falls apart, but I guess that's what it takes to find the part that cannot break. We cannot break. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll stick with the family theme. We lost my grandmother, my mom's mom, about 6 years ago now. And she was a wonderful lady. Her name was Birdie. And she always said that she wanted it to be a surprise when she went. And she got her wish. It was just shy of her 90th birthday, but she was doing well. It was a surprise for all of us, which made it tough. But we were glad that she got her wish. But she did deal with some stuff in the last few years of her life. She lost her house to a flood. She lost her husband to Alzheimer's. She had heart surgery, and she broke her leg. And it was just one thing after another. Yes.
Not to mention that her granddaughter here went and married a banjo player.
Yes, I know. I think it was her favorite of the tragedies at the end there.
There's at least that.
Yes. No, she loved Pete, and she was so happy that I found my person. And no matter what was happening for her, she was always happy to see us when we had the chance to. And I take after her in many ways, and that's something I hope I get from her one of these days. Alarm clock on her bedside table, bright red numbers bigger than your head. She couldn't see them otherwise. She says she might never go to bed. She's got her teeth tucked in a tumbler, bright white smile floating in the night. She couldn't flash that grin otherwise, but you'd still see it in her eyes. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. When the E on the eye chart gets blurry and I turn in my keys, when there is more behind than in front of me. She once was a dancing girl, New York City chorus line. Then she went on down to Texas. He told her that's where the stars really shine. Black and white wedding day picture hung proudly in a frame of gold. She doesn't cry when she speaks of it. She makes you laugh telling stories that he told. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. When the E on the eye chart gets blurry and I turn in my keys, when there is more behind than in front of me. here I am in New York City. I told her I should make my way down. She said, I'll take you out dancing out at the old Horseshoe Lounge. At the end of our Sunday night phone call, she said, thank you for talking to me. 'Cause there are no telephones in heaven, but I heard there might be TV. I hope to be that happy. I hope to be that happy. To leave behind every place I've been, for all the places I can be. When there is more behind than in front of me, I hope I will know all that matters is right in front of me. Well, for us, songs are stories, and sometimes they're our own stories, and sometimes they belong to somebody else. And I love that about song, you know, that we can take on someone else's point of view, maybe have a better understanding of where people may be coming from, why things may be the way they are, and in some cases try to have hope that we can all change, you know, no matter what we've been brought up to believe. And the big hope is that in the end, love always wins. Excuses are easy when everything's on the line. These Montana magpies with their black and their white feathers sitting side by side, bringing unknown offering, something we should try. Was he a monster or a martyr? Depends on who you ask. But once it's done, you can't take it back. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. How can I nail a man up for the color of his skin? Knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars that we keep. My father always said, but he never did get old enough for that. Every Sunday afternoon, denim shirt, cowboy hat, out in the sun, throwing shadows in an axe. There's a tool for every job, and a job for every man. Be careful what you put in your hands. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. How can I nail a man up for the color of his skin? Knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars that we keep. these times are hard, and it's harder to heal when where you were born decides what you fear. It's time to be a brother, not my father's son. I was born to be a bigot, but that don't mean that I am one. I put my boots on just the same, and when the day's done, I pray for you, my son. How can I keep my mind open if my eyes are closed? It's hard to hide the hate when there's no love to show. I cannot name the man up for the color of his skin, knock him down, make him pay for my father's sin. And I am starting to see we are all the color of the scars that we keep. We are all the color of the scars that we keep. In today's, I feel like we all have a tendency to move too fast sometimes. It's so easy to do, to just kind of try to plan ahead, and planning ahead is good, but we can get stuck there sometimes, and we can forget to be right where we are. And when we were home there for a few years, I feel like we got better at that. As when everything slowed down, I think we got better at being in the moment, and we have a lot of nature around us where we live, and so we got to commune with nature in ways that we maybe hadn't in a while. And then things started picking up again. And we started moving quickly. And you see, we're with social media, we see what everyone's doing, and it can be so easy to just fall into that trap again and then start questioning, are we doing enough? Are we being enough? And so we decided we wanted a reminder of how important it is to just be where you are. And so we wrote this one to be that. I heard it from the hardwood, those floorboards bent my ear. I told it to the screen door, the wind spoke it to the tree. There's a language that I learned, and the one I've always known, reaching deep to remember it before I have to go. There are too many days done and gone by moving too fast. I can ask for more, I'll still get what I get. I will slow down, I will work hard to be where I am. I will be still, I will be moved to be where I am. I will let this day, 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 I will let this day be where I am. Be where I am.
I saw 3 pelicans today. Is that normal? Okay.
So
It's the Louisiana state
it
bird.
is. And
I don't know how they got from there to here.
I did not ever think that pelicans would be in Colorado. That's
Lucky y'all.
that. What's that?
They get blown here.
Ah, it has been quite windy since we
They
have
do
been
have
here.
like sails for wings.
It's true,
Yeah.
and a mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very surprising to us to see. He was like, "What? What?" we were not expecting that. So who else talks to themselves? Anybody? Yeah. I do it every day in my everyday life, and I do it in songs too. The cool thing about songs is that you can talk to anybody. So the person you're talking to doesn't have to exist in that moment. And so this song is, I wrote it to my future self. Last month made 2.5 years sober for me. And thank you. And I started writing this song a few months into this journey. I see you in the distance like a dream, like a dream, like a dream. I hear you in my head like a song I'm still learning to sing. I can't get the melody quite right. Got a splinter in my palm, sawdust in my eyes, and sweat on my skin. Working with my hands keeps me out of my head. But only for a little while, then you are back again. A vision of the version of the person I want to be. When I die, I wish for us to be near enough, only a mirror could fit between. I think I can see you wishing the same thing, but you can't move any closer on your own. I guess I gotta come to you. I need a river, I need a road, I need a way. Good intentions only go so far. Can you tell me where to start? I'm going to read you one more piece of poetry from the new book, and then we'll do one more song, and then we'll take a short intermission, and then we will come back and we'll just play these songs again for you for the second set. You'll know the words. You can sing along. It'll be good. So, we will do different songs for you. Don't worry. For all the people not laughing who are like,
Oh, God.
what?
Oh, God. We should do that sometime.
Just see if people notice. Like, wait a minute. You said you do different ones. I might need your phone again. Bring my little book light next time. So, has anyone ever been to or heard of the Kerrville Folk Festival? Yeah. Have you been? Yeah. It's a magical place, right? Yeah. It's an 18-day festival. Don't let that scare you. You don't have to stay the whole time. But yeah, it's like a community that pops up for those 18 days. You know, there's the main stage is wonderful and it's always so lovely. But what feels like the heart of this festival is the campground. So for 18 days, there are these campsites that pop up, and you get to go around to these different campsites and share your songs with people, and it's a magical time. And there's a friend of ours named Kirsten Maxwell. She is often there, and I could listen to her sing for the rest of my life. Her voice is just otherworldly, and she was singing with some other ladies, and I wrote this one the next morning after hearing them. Get my trusty light. It's called Bloom. Pitch rising and falling like ink on a page, from a bellow to a bell, emanating in a range I could only dream about coming out of my mouth. So I sit with legs crossed, body leaning toward the voices, like they are the sun and I am trying to bloom. Maybe I am, feet in the dirt, water from my eyes. Seems I have all I need to grow, like a time-lapse video, slightly stuttering and faster than I could have imagined. So my ears follow the pitch, like kitten eyes on a feather hanging from a string, mesmerized and never more content than that moment, letting something you know you can't catch turn your want into unwavering gratitude. Gratitude was a big lesson for us when we were home for the pandemic. Just like I said, we have a lot of nature around us. We got cows for neighbors, and live down this gravel road and lots of trees. We realized how important it was to just really not try to think about where we couldn't go, what we didn't have at that moment, but just be thankful for what was right in front of us. You know, what was all around us. And we are very thankful for what is right in front of us right now. Thank you all so much for coming out. Yeah, there's a whole lot of joy you can find in the everyday.
1, 2, 3.
Fields of rye and golden rye, waving in the wind, I give them a nod. Crows are calling, got dogs at my feet. Joy has not forgotten me. This gravel road crackles like static in the air. Don't know the way, but I'm getting there. There's humming in my head, melody breaking free. Joy has not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I'll dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I've found. Sing my thanks for what I've found. Spent the day stacking wood in the shade of the pines, cutting what fell and calling it mine. Fuel for the evening, an offering from the trees. Joy has not forgotten me. Campfire turns a song to a smile, like a totem die cut straight from time. I'll tell it all on the prairie. I have all I need. Joy has not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I've found. Sing my thanks for what I've found. Joy has not forgotten me. Tonight I sway to that old-time sound, in a crown of starlight and a cotton gown. I'll dance with the moon through the cracks in the clouds, sing my thanks for what I've found. Sing my thanks for what I've found. Sing my thanks for what I've found.
Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Jenny was a good woman, James was a gentleman, pushed hard against the pushback. They loved like porcelain. It was a work of art. Got stronger under fire. Got judged for being what it was. It was worth the fight. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny showed up at 16. James was born right down the street to a name that told him who he should be. There were things you didn't do, people you didn't talk to, but Jenny and James, they didn't care who knew. Don't forget what you come from. Don't forget what you come from. Jenny kept a diary, James just kept it in. Everybody's got their own way dealing with where they've been. They left before you got here, but she left her words to read, not give you her name to remind you of who you can be. Don't forget what you come from. 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 Don't forget what you come from.
That was called Jenny and James. Not to be confused with Jenny and James, no ampersand, right?
So our song has a sister song. We ours has the word has an ampersand, and the sister song has the word and. That is how you can tell them apart, among other things. But no, a dear friend of ours named Wes Collins, out in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He is a wonderful songwriter and human, and we were visiting him. You know, we started writing a song together, and we got the title, Jenny and James, and we got the basic chord progression, and then we had to leave. And so we each wrote a separate song, and so he's got his is out on his record.
His is more of the bakery love, unrequited love in a bakery.
Based in a bakery
song.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really good though, and we played on it too.
Yeah, we play on his record. Well, this song is from our oldest album that's out there. There are some songs, you know, I think they find us and make us write them because they know that we need to hear them at the time and again later. And this is one we play just about every show. You know, we travel around and we get to, sometimes we share shows with people, or we play at festivals where we get to see other musicians, or we go to conferences and see other people performing. And we get to see other humans doing what we love to do, and we get to see them doing it really, really well. And it can be hard to not fall into that comparison trap sometimes, you know? And, you know, for us it's music, but we all have that thing, you know, whatever it is for us. And we instead try to be inspired in those moments and just try to let it be a reminder that we all have things that we can give that no one else can give quite the way that you can. And so our philosophy is that we should keep doing what we do, giving what we can give, because you never know when somebody might need it.
One, two.
Over in the corner, like an old bar stool, you held me up right when I needed him to. You said, listen up, my friend, let me tell you what I know. You can wish you were someone else, then you gotta let it go. 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. We ain't playing a game, we're running a race. It's a way of life, boy, you just gotta find your place. Used to be like you, we'll sit here in the dark, watch him in the spotlight, pick myself apart. But that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need to bring down the house if you can bring them inside. When they bring down the lights, then the room went dark. I could barely see his face. Picked up his old Martin box, ready for the stage. He said, let me ask you this, what you gonna do? Will you pick yourself up or find a crack to fall through? 'Cause that's a good way to get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. You don't need a good way, get a bad start. I don't care what straw you drew, gotta let it make the best of you. as songwriters, we try to be really open to let whatever wants to come in and rearrange itself inside our head and then come back out in another form as a song. And that can lead to interesting combinations sometimes. And this next song is basically what you get when you mix depression and a grocery store. So, you know, in case anyone can relate. There's a pizza crust in the parking lot, and a blackbird with a new batch of friends. The engine's off, my seatbelt's still on, gathering up the energy to go in. There's a shopping cart in the 4 o'clock sun, telling the light where to land. Fingers back and forth between the steering wheel and the seat. I wish that car could talk to my hands. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Grocery store greeter, bright yellow vest so you can see her, waiting to be hospitable. I do my best to reciprocate, fake a frugal smile, not sure who's more uncomfortable. The produce is impossible, can't make decisions on a good day. What am I supposed to do now? All these artificial people in this artificial light, hell, I don't feel like myself anyhow. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. Myself in the freezer door glass, see myself and what's behind it, suspended on a shelf, waiting to expire or be brought back to life. There's a tap on my shoulder, concerned voice in my ear. Is there something I can help you find? I guess I look confused, or a little bit lost, or maybe it's just how I look in this light. I know where to go, I don't know how. I'm just a shadow trying to get off the ground. I know where to go, I don't know. Trying to get off the ground.
Well, Crystal mentioned that we used to travel with 4 dogs, and yeah, you missed that part. We're down to 2 now, though, and I met the wonderful woman behind the bar who's helping. I missed her name, but Sarah. Thank you. Everyone knows Sarah, and that she's also an animal lover. What? Oh, moo.
No, whoa.
Okay. Well, anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Four dogs. When you tell someone you have 4 dogs, it's a different reaction than when you tell them you have 2 dogs. There's
Quite.
a different reaction. Yeah.
There's some judging, I think.
I think there's some judging.
Yeah.
It feels that way.
Often accompanied by a step back, possibly. Yes.
That's kind of how you know.
Yeah.
But we don't have any dog songs. What's up with that?
I know. We've started several. They're hard to finish.
And when they do get finished, they're hard to sing.
Yeah. So we will get there one day. But they make their way into our songs. But
We do have a song about a horse.
yeah.
If that
so
works.
we can do that instead.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, so the last time we were here, we played this song, and pretty early on, like maybe in the first verse, my guitar decided to unlatch itself. This little thing that's holding it on, it just let go. And so I caught my guitar before it hit the ground.
Like a magician.
And then we sat in these chairs and tried to figure out how to fix it so that we could play the rest of the show.
That's right.
So let's hope that doesn't happen again.
Here we go. Only one way to find out. 1, 2. 1, 2.
In the days when horses rode and man made the wind, the north became our leader. When the west turned its back on the sun again, we moved like widowed water, sped by narrow stone. In the days when horses rode, our feet squeezed their barrel chests, their feet barreled through the dirt. No line between man and beast till we were one with the earth. Down narrow mountain passes, you would never make it through alone. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life. Broken spirits carried home, broken men and broken bones, hooves and heroes gathered in the middle of the main road, breaking the news we'd known for weeks to women and children with tear-stained cheeks. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life. Me and my mare went back to work, tending the farm and the pasture, till she walked alone past the boundary line. I knew not to follow after. There were things that were hard to believe and things that you had to. In the days when horses rode. Oh, my sweet Harriet, she turned like a rhyme that you hear and can't forget. Faster than your last drink goes dry, fast enough to save your life, fast enough to save your life. my guitar didn't fall down. Yay.
All right.
Success.
Yeah, the curse is broken.
Well, when we were making that decision to live on the road full time for a while, we were determined to not get a storage unit. And we were technically successful. We said either we're bringing it along or we're selling it or getting rid of it, but we didn't want to get the storage unit. But we had a few boxes that did not fit into either of those categories. And our parents were gracious enough to allow us to keep a few boxes in their closets.
They were the storage unit.
Right, they were, yeah, but we didn't pay for it. So, technically. But yeah, sentimental things that didn't make sense to carry everywhere, but we certainly did not want to get rid of. And then when we got a place again at the end of 2019, they promptly gave them right back in those boxes. And it was interesting going back through them again, remembering what it was that we wanted to remember when we put them together. And inside one of them was a copy of The Prophet, gifted to me many years ago by a dear friend. And I hadn't read it in a while, and so I was flipping through it, and you just never know when a song's going to find you. And this one tumbled into my brain. There's a copy of The Prophet up on the high shelf. It's taller and it's deeper than the rest of the books, so his eyes graze its spine like his lips across his left front tooth. Like anything that's always there, sometimes it's just there. Like everything that's gone, she left reminders everywhere. So nostalgia has been nagging him to pull it down again. And for the first time in a long time, he does as he's asked. He pretends it's a sign when the page catches on his thumb, as if that crack in the binding wouldn't tell anyone else he's been here before. He knows these lines by heart. When love beckons to you, follow him. When he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams, as another wind lays waste the garden. And for the first time in a long time, he does We're having a band meeting with our eyes, if you couldn't tell. Cool. Let's do it.
Cool.
You never know what's going to help you finish a song. Sometimes they hang around for a while before they get done. And sometimes it's a tattoo that helps you finish a song. We were working on this song, and there was a section that just didn't feel quite right yet. It didn't feel true, like the narrator would have said what I was saying for him. And we're working on it. Kind of felt like we maybe got to something that felt more right. We're like, well, let's let it sit for a bit. And then we played a show at this place in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, this lovely little room called Cafe Carp. And there was a lovely gentleman named Robert there who came up after the show. We were having a lovely conversation. He connected with a lot of things, and before he left, he said, "Oh, I wanted to show you this." And he lifted up his sleeve, and he had a quote tattooed there by Audre Lorde, and it said, "Your silence will not protect you." And in that moment, I knew that we were on the right track with the song we were working on. This one is called "Say It Out Loud." Waiting at October's end for something to change. The season laid across the countryside like marmalade on toast, left behind on an all-night diner plate, traded for going, knowing someone else is gonna clean it up. Where I can fix it, I don't hear it down the hall. Trying to reason with this demon, banging his drum in my ear, singing, "You can take the time between now and then, make it disappear." My thoughts are clanging like 1,000 castanets. My doubts are ringing like words I already regret. Every memory in my head spun into a single thread, tangled like Christmas lights on the floor. If I throw 'em out, will it matter? If I give up, will anyone notice? What if I say it out loud? Trying to wait every morning, inching closer to the evening. As I pace this floor in a blur of brevity, I am surprised at the quiet details rising up to speak. There's a TV talking across the house to a mug of month-old coffee I never threw out. There aren't enough books on my shelf Thoughts are clanging like 1,000 castanets. My doubts are ringing like words I already regret. Every memory in my head spun into a single thread, tangled like Christmas lights on the floor. If I throw them out, will it matter? If I give up, will anyone notice? What if I say it out loud? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. I am in a few too many songwriting groups. I have a bit of an overcommitment problem when it comes to that. And I was trying to work on a song one month for one of them, and having a bit of a hard time. I do deal with depression, and I was in a dark space and just not getting anywhere. But I found myself, I ended up feeling really grateful to have a partner in life that can handle that can deal with the unpredictability and just be there to shelter me from the world and myself when needed. And I started thinking about what it feels like his actions say to me. And I ended up writing a song from his point of view to me, and then I ran it by him to make sure I wasn't putting the wrong words in his mouth.
Or the wrong chords.
That too, yes. Also important.
Important. Yeah.
Important, yes.
And it checks out, y'all. I highly recommend this practice, getting someone to write a song for you. We should do it again sometime.
Okay. What you're thinking, land right on your face. You've never been any good at playing cards. Sits there like a sidewalk, cracked and winded, leading me someplace I didn't plan to go. Like a penny, it's sinking down, unable to swim, packed full of wishes I wish you didn't need again. I will keep throwing a line out, pull it back in, bring up a bunch of nothing, toss it out again. Some things are worth waiting for, some I can't live without. World spin without us, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Oh, oh. Sun falls through the window between your eye and your ear. Temple line on the couch, full of prayers I can't hear. I'll send up my song to you, hope you edge toward the sound. Stop asking the water what it takes to drown. deep. 'Cause you're choked by your trying, and all the parts of you can't see. Your eyes ask what it is, and mine do. I hope my heart can answer you. I will keep throwing a line out, pull it back in, bring up a bunch of nothing, toss it out again. Some things are worth waiting for, some I can't live without. Let the world spin without us, they'll figure it out.
Thank you. This next one is from Crystal's point of view, and
But he didn't write it.
wait, I was gonna say that. It's called "I'll Walk with You." 1, 2, 3.
I make you coffee every morning. You make me laugh when I'm trying not to. See me always, I'm scared to. And love me anyway. Now this West Texas sunset is watching us walk off a hard day. But too much to do got in the way. Being who we are. It was a dead best left for being left behind. But I would do it all over to stay shoulder to shoulder with you. As long as the rain turns to river in this canyon, this canyon returns my every word. I will sing it out in echoes. Anywhere the road goes, I'll walk with you, I'll walk with you, I'll walk with you. We got 2 dogs apiece, like bouncing balloons on the end of their leash, kicking up gold dust from the sagebrush, tails to the wind. Now there's nothing like a good dog to show you the joy in a single moment. There's nothing like a good love to make every moment worth it. So I will spend everyone left to come right where I am, shoulder to shoulder with you. As long as the rain turns to river in this canyon, this canyon returns my every word. I will sing it out in echoes. Anywhere the road goes, I'll walk with you, I'll walk with you, I'll walk with you. Well, we have one more song for you. We want to say a big thank you to Don for having us back again. And Robert and Brian on sound back there. And all the volunteers who I know Sarah now, but I did not get anyone else's name, but we so appreciate you doing what you do to make this place happen. It takes a village to make music happen, and we are so grateful. We will send you off with the first track off the new record. And it was the first song that we wrote in 2020. Our year started with flying to and from Australia in 5 days. We would not recommend that travel itinerary for anyone, but it was March. Things were changing very fast. We had a 2-week tour planned there, and it was still on, and so we went, and we played one show. And then the world shut down as we were waiting to sound check for the second show. But we felt very lucky. We were healthy and safe, and we were able to get home sooner than we planned. And then we had to start processing, like everybody else. And for us, that usually involves song. And it felt really in and of the moment when we wrote it, but coming out from it a few years, we recognize how much anytime we're faced with deep uncertainty as a species, we tend to turn to story, for comfort and direction, and that's exactly what we were doing. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We so appreciate it.
Story again, darling. The one where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? I'll keeping up with the laundry. You'll keeping up with the car. I guess things aren't really changing here. It sure feels like they are. It sure feels like they are. Got good dogs, we got a good porch. Got eyes to see, and we've got a good view. Got ears to hear, and we are listening. The truth is not something we can choose. The truth is not something we can choose. Tell me that story again, darling. The one where we all end up alright. Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time?
Wasn't it true?
Tell me that story again, darling.
Wasn't it true?
Tell me that story again, darling.
Wasn't it true?
Tell me that story again, darling.
Wasn't it true?
Tell me that story again, darling. Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time? Wasn't it true? Wasn't it true once upon a time?
Ordinary Elephant, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Crystal and Pete, so much for coming to see us, and come back as soon as you can. Y'all be well. Take care wherever you're headed, and come see Pat Byrne and Kim Ritchie the next 2 Saturdays if you can. So y'all be well.